Yeah, welcome back. We have discussed and defined what a domain name is. Now let us look into what a web hosting actually means. As I've explained previously, that a domain name is like the address of your physical house where you are staying or where you sell products. The same name, a domain name, is the address of your website that you give to people to visit. Now, if a domain name is likened to an physical address of where you sell products. Dat particular place where you sell products, that's your shop or your company or your office is the web hosting. And I'm trying to explain now. You give someone an address to come to visit you. Dat address you give the person is the domain name. Dat place where you are staying or where your office is, where the person is coming to meet you is the web hosting. Dat means the website is your web hosting. Now, let us look to what I have prepared. I said, what is web hosting? A web hosting is the place where all the files of your website lives. But inside the house where you have your items or goods, the item and goods you have is the website code that the programmer or web developer has written and he has uploaded on a live server. Dat particular place where it has been uploaded to is the web hosting. Now, when you have your property, your chair, your AC, your fan, your TV and everything, and you don't have a place where you can put them into, those things you have, those property, those fan, AC, TV and everything is the code that is being written by a developer. But if you don't have a place where you can put them to so that it will be accessible worldwide, this is where web hosting comes in. You will now purchase a web hosting plan with a web hosting companies. There are companies that specialize in selling these things. It is usually monthly or yearly. You can purchase for 1 month, 2 months or a year and you make payment. Then once you purchase it, you will now give the login details to your developer. A developer can also help you to purchase it. He will now host your code inside. It is after it is being hosted, it will be connected to your domain. That is when your website will come to life. That is when they can visit it in Ghana, in USA, in UK, in Belgium, everywhere in the world. But without a web hosting, there is no way that particular code that has been written will be visible online. People will not be able to see the work the developer has done because it will not be accessible. It will only be on his laptop. Now, you can see that both the code itself, the web hosting and the domain, the three cannot do without one another. If you don't have the code, which is the website itself, if you don't have it, you have hosting and domain. There is nothing people can see on your website. It is empty. If you have a domain, you have the code, you don't have a domain, there is no address people will type in the web browser to visit your website. If you have a domain, you have the code, you don't have web hosting, there is no way the developer will be able to host your code so that it will be accessible worldwide. You can see that there is no way. If you have the two, you don't have the third one, your website is not up and running. Now, what Ecom82 has done is to provide you with free hosting, free code when you set up your store, it is being automatically hosted, and a domain has been provided, but the domain that is being provided is not a custom domain. What do we mean by a custom domain? This is an example of a custom domain. Let me show you how a custom domain looks like. Now, when you type www.facebook.com, comma, I put in comma. This is a custom domain. This is an example of a custom domain. This is another example of a custom domain, ecom82.co. It is your whole name. For example, if your name is John, then you have john.com. This is a custom domain. It is custom simply because it is your name. You purchase the domain in your name. So your name lives forever. The same thing with is your business name. Our business name is ecom82.co. This is our business name. So we purchase the domain in our business name, which makes it custom. The one we cannot call custom is something like this. Ecom82, let's say your business name is abc.ecom82.co. This is not a custom domain because you are using another person's name. Our own name is ecom82. Your own name is abc. So you are merging your name with our name. So it's not a custom. It's not by any way a custom. This is what we call subdomain. This is what we call subdomain. So if you pick any of our plan, you have access to this kind of domain. But you can actually purchase your own domain, which is abc.com, and you will connect it to your store, and your domain will look like this, abc.com, a custom domain, no longer subdomain. If you are using a free plan, this is how your domain will look like, ecom82.co/abc. This is also not a custom domain. It is called subdirectory. So it is an extension of our domain, abc.com. Everyone that sees this will know that this is not a custom domain. So I think I've been able to explain what the difference between a domain name, the website, and web hosting, and how the three of them are able to work with one another. You cannot have the two and not have the third one. You have to have the three together. But under ecom8, you've been able to have the website and the web hosting, free web hosting. Then you are able to have a domain extension as well as a subdomain. The only thing we don't offer is custom domain, but we can actually help you to buy a custom domain if you contact us. Thank you very much for your time.